Hey, what's good? It's Wygos Hoops, and we're back at it again with another video talking about the night recap. We're going to start the night with the first game of the day, which was Nets versus Knicks. The Nets lost 93 to 105, in which there was not really any bright spots for the Nets. As much as I wanted to get on here and glaze the fuck out of Cam Thomas, because I'm an LSU guy, and when I watch him play, I feel like I'm watching Jesus go up against 10 people at once and still make the bucket. But sadly, he only had 19 on very low efficiency and 5 turnovers, and he had the highest points in the game, at least on the Nets side. And then besides him, Mikal Bridges had 18. Not a lot going on for the net. Mikal did hit a full court shot to end the first half. It really was kind of an unimpressive game from the Nets. Josh Hart even came out and said that Mikal being on the Nets is like that SpongeBob meme when Squidward is looking out the window and sees SpongeBob and Patrick having fun, in which Mikal would be Squidward. So, you know, and they have a lot of history. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart all went to Villanova together. On the Knicks side of the ball, they had a really good performance from Dante DiVincenzo and Miles McBride. Isaiah Hartenstein also had a pretty good game. Brunson didn't do that much as he kind of had a hard night from the field, but Miles McBride played all 48 minutes of the game and had 26 points. He was 6 of 12 from 3. Dante DiVincenzo had 31, shooting 50 from the field. I guess his red hair caught fire and he started making shit, but that's what it is sometimes. Isaiah Frankenstein Hartenstein had 17 points with 9 rebounds and 4 steals and only played 26 minutes. He shot 80% from the field and was the second best plus minus behind Josh Hart with 13. Overall, it was just a really good game from the Knicks. Bad game from the Nets. Nothing could really get going for the Nets. I wanted to see Cam Thomas come out and drop 75, and instead I got 19 on bad efficiency. It happens. And on to the next we go. We're going to be talking about the Kings and the Magic. The Kings won 109 to 107 in probably the most entertaining game of the night. These are both playoff teams with some star players, and it came down to the final seconds. De'Aaron Fox was able to close it out because he got fouled when they were down 106 to 107. He hit 2 free throws to put them up. Cole Anthony went down, took a jump shot, missed. The Magic then got the rebound and Franz missed. And then they got another rebound and Cole Anthony missed another layup. Keon Ellis got the rebound with 2 seconds left, was fouled, missed the first free throw, made the second one, and that pretty much sealed the game. Standout performances from the King were games from Fox with 31, 8, and 3 steals. Sabonis had 21 and 14 and 8, securing his 66th double-double of the season, which broke his record from last season for the Kings for double-doubles in a season. Keegan Murray also had 22 and 7 on phenomenal shooting splits with 6 of 7 threes going down. We had a surprising game from the most likely 6th man of the year, Malik Monk, off the bench, went 0 of 11 in 22 minutes and a negative 22, which was the worst on the team. For the Magic, they shot 28% from 3 as a team. Paulo Banchero had a nice 22. Jonathan Isaac had 25 and 7 off the bench, playing great defense on near 77% shooting and a plus minus of plus 26. If this guy could have stayed healthy, maybe the Magic would have got good sooner, but hey, at least he's here now. Cole World Anthony also had a good game with 16, 7, and 6, though Franz Wagner had 18 on the best shooting from the starters. He was a minus 27 in his time, and the Kings were able to snap a 5-game winning streak from the Magic and win the game. Also, this game pushed the Kings into the 7th seed over the Mavericks. Both teams, this is a very important game as you're looking to get the best seeding possible for the upcoming playoffs. Moving on to one of the worst matchups of the night, the Hawks won by 41 against the Hornets, 132 to 91. This is about one of the biggest blowouts you could see, and they're both bottom-feeding teams that have nothing to fight for. It was a great game from DeJounte Murray. Bruno Fernando had a career-high 25 off the bench with 6 rebounds. He shot 11 of 14 and had a baptized poster on Grant Williams. I like Grant Williams. Peanut butter and jelly time. Let's get it. But yikes, man. Grant's been getting some bad clips lately. Hopefully Grant gets his respect soon. It looks like he's not getting much respect around the league. DeJounte Murray had 28 points, 7 of 9 from 3, 12 assists, 7 rebounds, 5 steals. He was on a burner. Even an unlikely performance from Garrison Matthews, who puts up an average of 3.7 points per game, had a 20 bomb tonight with 4 threes off the bench. And the only good thing to talk about for the Hornets was a 27-point game from Mr. D.A. himself, Miles Bridges, in a very efficient game from Nick Richards with 12 points and 16 rebounds. But overall, the Hawks just steamrolled these poor Hornets, man. And I think it's safe to say good night, motherfuckers. The next game we have is a game against the Suns and Spurs. KD versus Victor matchup. Everybody's really hyped for it. But sadly, the Suns win 131 to 106 And then the Spurs got blown out so bad that Victor only played 20 minutes, putting up 13, 5, and 4 with 5 turnovers. Mr. D Book put up 32, 7, and 9 on really good shooting. Kevin Durant, the Snake himself, put up 25 with 3 steals, and Bradley Beal contributed by passing with 12 assists. We also got to see Bol Bol versus Wemby tonight. Shaq was on the edge of his seat for this one. Bol Bol got frustrated by a foul that the refs called on him and said that everyone was dick riding, which, yeah, everyone is. He's a alien. He's not a unicorn, he's an alien, and he deserves all the respect he gets. And I'm sorry, Bull, but maybe if you worked for it, you'd be right there too. Everybody liked you, everybody wanted to like you. I liked you, man, and you just didn't work for it. Not only were the Spurs off a back-to-back, but realistically they never really had a good shot at winning this game in general, even though the Suns seemed to be fluky at times. We gotta let out the blowout alert. We have our third blowout of the night, in which the Jazz lost to the Rockets 119 to 147. Let me tell you what I know. The Jazz shot really poorly from the field. The Rockets came out guns blazing, man. All the threes were falling. They had a 47-point first quarter. They won the first quarter by 26. Jalen Green had 41 with 7 threes, and Fred VanVleet, his small ass, had 34 and 7 with 10 threes. Both of these guys shot over 60% from 3, and nobody on the Jazz was doing nothing too crazy. John Collins, I guess, had a decent game with a 25 and 6 and shot 77 from the field. Keontae George, one of my favorite rookies, had 15, but he only started to get his buckets once the game was already over. Walker Kessler had 12 and 9 and 3 blocks off the bench on good efficiency. Colin Sexton had 20 and 8, but really the Rockets just steamrolled these Jazz, man. And also shout out Jabari Smith Jr., man. Put Chris Dunn in his place, and I love the culture that the Rockets are building. They're doing a great job. The next game of the night was thankfully a close one. The Celtics and the Bulls played, and the Celtics won 124 to 113. I know the score is 11-point difference, and that doesn't seem too close, but with all the blowouts tonight, it's at least something. The Celtics took care of business on the second night of a back-to-back. Kristaps Porzingis didn't play, so Luke Cornett and Al Horford decided to take care of business. Luke Cornett was grabbing boards like a monster, and Al Horford dropped a nice 23, 8, and 5 threes. Sam Hauser filled in for Jaylen Brown and was 7 of 8 from 3 with 23 points. Tatum had 26 on not so good shooting. Derek White had 17 and 6. Moving on to the Boston native, the fan from the crowd that plays out of bounds. Peyton Pritchard off the bench struggled from the field with 15 and 8, and the best plus minus on the team with a plus 17. The 3-point differential was a big story of the game, with the Celtics hitting 21 as a team, to which the Bulls only hit 9. For the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan contributed with a nice 28 and 9, cold from the mid but not good from 3. Alex Caruso shot really well and played Alex Caruso basketball but only had 14. Nikola Vukovic played like a bitch, only had 2 rebounds, which is strange for him because he's quite a good rebounder, and I apologize to that man. He's a grown man. He don't deserve that. Kobe White had 11 and 10 but was extremely inefficient. The Celtics definitely appear to be the team to beat in the East, but I really hope they lose because I don't want to hear a lot of Boston fans talking to me, man. Oh fuck, I just shit my pants. Oh nah, that's just the Wizards and Raptors. The Wizards beat the Raptors 112 to 109 and got a once in a blue moon win for their franchise, man. I don't know how they pulled it off. The Raptors were on a second night of a back-to-back, so maybe that helped. Gary Trent had 31 and 3 steals, but shot 31% from the field. Grady Dick had an average Dick game with only 17 points, not contributing anywhere else and shooting slightly below average. That's about all there is to talk about for the Raptors. And on the Wizards side, I guess Jordan Poole had 12 assists, tying his career high, and he had 18 points. Danny Avdija had 22, 13, and 5 on kind of poor efficiency. Kyle Kuzma had 16, 9, and 5. Rashawn Holmes had 15 and 14. Corey Kispert had 18. Marvin Bagley off the bench, the man I bought the jersey of when he was in Sacramento. I thought he was going to be one of the best of all time, and clearly I was wrong if he's on the bench for the Wizards. He had 10 and 8 tonight. Honestly, I did not watch this game. You couldn't pay me to watch this game, and I'm still glad that I didn't watch this game. Too bad. For the last game of the night, if you were looking forward to hearing about Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray shitting on Portland, you have some bad luck, man. Aaron Gordon was the best player on this team, and he showed it. 22 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and poor shooting. DeAndre Jordan started at center and had 11 and 8. Reggie Jackson started at point guard and had 23. Contavious Caldwell-Pope started at shooting guard and had 13. Christian Braun off the bench, actually a really good player, as we know from the championship run last year, had 17, 8, and 6 with 3 steals. Moving on to Portland, Duop Reith with 24 and 8. And Scoot Henderson with 22, 6 assists, 2 steals. Denver won 114 to 111. Realistically, it was a close game. Both of these teams didn't have a superstar playing on their side. Aaron Gordon was the best player, and he's probably the best player on both of these rosters. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun once again. If you made it this far, that means a lot because it means you took the time to listen to my stupid voice. And I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Tonight's games were a little underwhelming. There was a lot of blowouts. The close game was the Magic game, and that was a really good game. But besides that, it wasn't too entertaining of a night. You know, the teams you thought would win did. This game where you could see maybe a potentially really nice Nikola Jokic game against a really bad team, he didn't play, and neither did Jamal Murray. Hopefully you have a good night. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. I understand, and stay with me for the next one. See ya.